Yo, still, man, what's the deal, man? Yo, I just left Dairy Queen, man. It's just me and the wifey at home, and she wanted a Blizzard. And it's kind of dope when you ain't got to feed everybody in the house. So I just said, I slid out and got us a Blizzard, man. But peep game, man, we got to rap about this shit, man. So it's looking like Canelo Alvarez's next fight is done practically. They're finalizing the deal. And they're looking to get it in his hometown, in his home country. And I don't see a damn thing wrong with it. I'm definitely gonna be tuning in to see it. I've always respected John Ryder, man, since he popped up on my radar when he lost to Callum Smith. He popped up on my radar. I didn't think that he beat Danny Jacobs. I definitely didn't think that, but I understood the argument, as I said. Or I understood why, your hometown cooking. Your opponent isn't he's accommodating you by not by going away from what it was that he was doing early on in the fight to have you flustered the way that you were flustered. But he made it a tough fight when it didn't need to be, and for that he lost the fight. And then he was deemed an underdog going into the Zach Parker fight. I never thought that he was an underdog going into that fight, because I saw things in Zach Parker that I was like, I'm not too, over the hill about it. You dig? Like, I think he's a good fighter. But people are really taking this switch hitting thing and running with it, man. Like, yeah, it's an incredible skill set, but it helps to, it's easier to catch your rhythm when after you throw a combination, you switch to the orthodox stance. Then after you throw another combination, you switch to the southpaw stance. It's nothing calculated about it. It's just like it's more like a show dog. You dig? Let me show you in the show what all of my dogs can do. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not as effective as some like to think. Boots and Bud do incredible switch hitting. Zach Parker can switch hit, but it's not like, it wasn't nothing to ride home about. And John Ryder is a dude who's been in there with a multitude of, gunners. He's been in there with gunners. He's fought 3 former world champions. There's no getting around that, man. And Zach Parker had yet to fight one. So I was like, I'm going with, I feel like John Ryder's going to be able to be the one to pull this out. He pulled it out, and now he's blessed with the Canelo Alvarez stimulus check. And because he's blessed with the Canelo Alvarez stimulus check, here come the detractors, here come the boo birds. Oh man, how come he won't fight David Morrell? I seen somebody say David Morrell. Art man, how come he won't go and fight David Morrell? Man, I don't want to hear that shit. I don't. And I think, honestly, I'm gonna come out and say it. I might be a little bit more lenient of David Morrell, of favoring. I'd be more favorable of David Morrell winning the fight with Canelo than I will be with David Benavidez. Because of the skill set. Man. Don't just start throwing out names. Just say, oh man, go fight him, especially when none of the fighters that you pull aren't fighting him neither. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to hear that shit, man. So here they all come. And my thing is this. I said it in another video, I'm gonna say it again. Y'all are mad at Canelo Alvarez for fighting the mandatory, but you're not mad at Andrade for not putting himself in position for that same fight. Y'all can say what the fuck y'all want to say about 154 pounds. Y'all can. And I'd even entertain it. I'd be more, Canelo found a way around that fight. I'd entertain it. I wouldn't have no issue with that. But then, y'all negate the fact that he petitioned the IBF to fight Andrade at 160 pounds. Y'all will completely negate that. All right, cool. So if you want to say, yeah, he ran from Demetrius Andrade from 54 and 60, now you have a position. Now you're in a position to say, all right, now there's nowhere you can run if you want to keep one of them belts. All you had to do was fight for 4 rounds. Man. All he had to do was fight for 4 rounds. That's literally it. He didn't want to do that. He said, I'm not fighting Zach Parker in his hometown for 150K or whatever, man. When he had all the first person negotiations was $1 million and change, 1 point something. He was guaranteed that, and he thought he was bigger than what he was. He thought he was bigger than the program. I'm gonna back out of this fight and go and do. I'm gonna do what it is that I want to do. All right, cool. And not only am I gonna do what I want to do, I'm not even really gonna entertain your fight. I'm gonna go back down here. I'm gonna go holler at Chris Eubank Jr. just for them to tell me nah, because he's in a fight. You know, he's looking to lock horns with Conor Ben. Now, all right, cool, fucking, I ain't got nothing else going on there. All right, cool, I'll go back up and see what's going on. And you think you're still supposed to be compensated the way that you was in the first go round? I don't think so. I don't think so, Brody. So take it or leave it. And the fact that they had John Ryder already in the clip says a lot. So you're mad at the wrong person. You're mad at the wrong person. You could talk all that cherry pick shit that you want to. You can't be mad at Canelo in this regard. You can't be. David Benavidez and Caleb Plant was already looking to lock horns back in November. You can't be mad at him for that. Oh, David Benavidez this, David Benavidez that. They announced the Plant fight, or they was looking to get that fight over. They were looking to fight him next way back in November. That holds no weight. David Morrell, I think David Morrell still has a little bit more seasoning. Then, you know, just he needs to be seasoned just a little bit more. But I think he's a mandatory as well. I think he's a mandatory as well. It would have been, you know, I wouldn't have been mad at the fight. I wouldn't have been mad at it, but you know, whatever the fuck ever. So we get John Ryder, and everybody is just really hung up on the fact that just this whole loss thing. He got 5 losses. I was arguing with some nigga a couple of days ago. And he had the nerve to tell me that Tank Davis would beat Roberto Duran because Roberto Duran had 13 losses. And I was in 100 plus fights. Never mind 100 plus, never mind 100 over 100 victories. That's equivalent to Sugar Ray Robinson's record. Well over 100 fights, double-digit losses, not exceeding 20 or nothing like that. Double-digit losses nonetheless. Completely disregarding the you know, the 100 fights that he won. 100 plus fights that he won, and the level of competition that he fought. I had somebody tell me, oh man, don't nobody know who he lost to. I'm like, yo, you don't know Wilfredo Benitez, the youngest champion in boxing history, the Three Kings, Hagler, Hearn, and Leonard. We don't know them. Camacho, you don't know him? Are you kidding me right now? Like, this is just ridiculous. So people take these losses and they just run with them, and it just gets to a point where it's just like, what you are saying is so oblivious and criminal to, you know, to reality that it is laughable. It's like, why are you even on these threads? Y'all are so caught up in this dude having the amount of losses that he's had that y'all will just completely disregard the fact that who he's been in with and the work that he's put in to get himself in position to be in the position that he's in now. All Andre had to do was fight the dude that he beat for 4 rounds, and that be Andre in there fighting in Mexico. That's all he had to do. That's all he had to do. That's all he had to do. And what baffles me is he's still in his feelings about not being selected. After the fuck Canelo, this fucking, I was liking that energy, because that's the energy that you need to have. But you cannot sit here and clap at John Ryder. It's not even a foregone conclusion that you would beat John Ryder. If we just keeping it a stack, it's not a foregone conclusion that you're better than John Ryder. Based on what? His level of opposition is better than yours. His win over Danny Jacobs is better than any win that you've amassed thus far in your career. It's not a foregone conclusion that you would beat John Ryder. It's not. Especially for you to talk in the manner that you talking. Oh man, you know, there's no disrespect to him, but really, Canelo, John Ryder. After you've already said fuck Canelo, you just refuse to just keep that energy, that fuck Canelo energy. That's the energy that I liked. But you just find a way to keep bringing up Canelo and who it is that he's fighting, and your displeasement of who he's fighting. It's like, man, come on, bro. When do you take responsibility and your fans take responsibility for your actions? Your interview on the Boxing Way, oh man, I'm not going and fighting over there for 150K. All right, cool. But the thing was, you was promised Your purse in contract was $1 million and change. You got that. That was your guarantee. You just for some reason think that you are more than what it is that you are, fam. You was fighting on a Thursday at a point in time, just a couple of years back. And now you bigger than the program to where you can get out of that and think somebody's still going to accommodate you. Like, no, bro, at this point, you're radioactive. I'm going to put all this money into you, and then we're going to have to cancel this show just for you to come back and... Nah, we're not doing all that, bro. Take it or leave it. 150K, it is what it is. And you think you can use that as an excuse as to why you didn't do it. But with complete... You don't even talk about the first negotiations and why you pulled out of the fight. That injury shit is bullshit with me, especially when you, bro, you got 150, you got $1 million and change just waiting for just right for the taking. And instead of going and what they call that, promoting that fight, you do the shit that you do. You gotta hold that, and so do your fans, man. So I'm not mad at this fight with Canelo and John Ryder. I'm definitely gonna be watching it. John Ryder has earned it, and Canelo is due for a lighter touch. I'm not mad at it at all, especially going into a fight with Bivol. I think he's gonna need somebody like John Ryder to prep him for that better. And he shouldn't even look for no knockout in this fight. He should look for just a systematic beating, punch placement instead of trying to break through somebody's guard. Really get your game plan ironed out and work it as if you're fighting somebody like a Bivol, if that's your next choice. So I'm not mad about this fight. I'm not overjoyed, but I ain't mad at it neither. And I'll definitely be tuning in. It is what it is, man. And shout out to John Ryder. I fuck with John Ryder. And it'll be fun while it lasts, man. But yeah, that's all I gotta say about it, man. I'm outie. Deuces.